Hey, this is Paul. Hope you're doing well. We got a big patch push forward this past weekend that fixed roughly 3 dozen bugs. So, quite a few. Some of those, unfortunately, were from the last patch update, but the team is working through them very, very quickly. And looking at this week's sprint as well as the following week's sprint, we're going to get through the vast majority of the most pressing issues before our public streaming event that's going to happen on November 29th and November 30th. Hoping that y'all are able to join for that. We've got some additional concept work you can see right here that we're working to incorporate into the game. As I've mentioned before, the world in which Colonizer is set is as unusual as it may sound, is actually in the future, although the gameplay and the unit mechanics will always be firmly rooted kind of in a medieval focus, but there's going to be some world building that accompanies this concept art, so you'll see more of that come into play over time. I've got a little brief overview of kind of the new map system we're moving towards right here. So these textures, the graphics, ignore those please. It's more of the fundamental map system itself is changing. So these are like things like the inclines, how we're handling some of the tiles. So visually it should look almost identical to what we have now, but it's going to allow you and other players to much more easily build a lot more of the terrain. So like right now, all too often you're trying to build walls to guard your town, and suddenly you find, hey, this looks like it should be buildable and it's not. Hopefully that occurs far less frequently. I should have an update over these next couple weeks as to when this will actually be in the game, so you can start seeing the effect of the new map system. Be remiss not to mention too that the new map is going to be substantially larger than we have now. So we're going to have roughly a map that's close to 4 to 8 times as large as what we have now. So it's going to allow us to have this higher concurrent player counts of hopefully at least 24 by the time we have our Steam NextFest. And we're also rolling out a new UI change that will allow for a larger two-dimensional stylized map that you can kick out to. That's going to make it much more easy to navigate the world, because as y'all know, like the mini map doesn't do a whole lot of good when the map is as large as it already is, and it's going to be even more pronounced when the map is 4 to 8 times as large as the current one. Outside of that, we've got the new guard towers, outpost, and castle should all be functional within this next 2 weeks. We're super excited to share them, especially because, as y'all know, it's pretty easy now to log off and suddenly your base is just eradicated. So it'd be nice to have some things you can actually build that will help protect you whenever you're offline. And so those will be here very, very quickly. We're excited to see how y'all play with them. And as always, I really appreciate you taking the time to install and play the game and give us feedback. We're using it to actively address the bugs in the game as well as add new content. So if you've got ideas, we'd love to hear them. Our roadmap is very, very flexible. Take care and be well. Bye-bye.